We got 8 days to go. We're still going through all the great fantasy films of the 80s and 90s and 2000s to try and figure out which one is the best D&D movie ever made. And of course, this is completely subjective because that person over there might think movie X is the best D&D movie ever made, but that person over there might think movie X sucks. So, is this the best D&D movie ever made? Well, it literally has Dungeons and Dragons in the title. It literally has the princess from the Neverending Story stolen. It's got Tom Baker as the king of the elves. It's got Marlon Wayans as a really bad thief who ends up dying in a carpet made of oatmeal. Fun fact, they didn't tell him about the trick before they did it the first time to get that reaction. Because Hollywood! I kind of have a personal connection to this film because I remember sitting at Starbucks in Studio City talking with Eric Bress about the D&D film that had just come out and how they felt it didn't really do it and they wanted to do another D&D film and they knew I played D&D, so they were talking to me about it, and then it went into development hell, and then we got the D&D movie we have today, which may or may not have anything to do with that conversation I had all those years ago. The sequels to this movie are actually better than the original movie. And then that led to the Mythica series, which is also a pretty good D&D series of movies. But is this the single best D&D movie ever made? I mean, it's got D&D in the title, but it is pretty awful. Don't know why it was pretty awful. The script is decent. It had a good budget. I mean, Jeremy Irons as that villain had some great lines, overacting. I mean, just craziness. The ending, kind of awful. But the oatmeal carpet just saves the movie because it's just such a great scene. And how many people wanted to stat out that oatmeal carpet after this movie? And we're like, God, yeah, Marlon Wayans got eaten by a carpet. Yay. Or is that the other Wayans brother? I forget. Anyways, I think most people consider this film to be pretty bad in comparison to some of the other fantasy films. Strangely enough, our friend Miss Genie D just reviewed this movie 2 days ago and did a video about it, and I'll post a link to it, and oh boy, did she get some hate, unexpected hate for that. Apparently this movie has some more fans than anybody expected, and I read some of her responses, and considering how much I oftenly dump on Genie D, once again, this year, my respect for Miss D is definitely going up. She's really starting to, I guess, be a businesswoman and show some backbone. And I don't know. I'm starting to like Genie D. I still won't, I don't know if I'll ever be a Genie D fan, but definitely my respect for her has gone up reading her responses to some of the hate she got for reviewing this movie. So for that alone, is this the greatest D&D movie of all time? I mean, anything that, gets Genie D hate that she stands up for and, goes after these people, especially one certain person, earns my respect. So what do you think? Best D&D movie ever made? Worst D&D movie ever made? Have you ever seen this movie? Bonus experience points because the oatmeal carpet scene is just brilliant. We're going to continue our countdown. We're going to try and, going to speed this up. So we might be doing 2 a day. If there's a movie I haven't thrown in here yet that you want me to throw in here, let me know. I'll talk to you later.